So we're gonna start it.
But the calls were coming from inside the house. But who is your Zanpakutou?
Yes.
Oh, I guess we're doing this again. Okay, Zanpakutou conclusion time. So it's 248 to 265, and you had fun with these episodes, didn't you?
No.
It's okay, I understand. Alright, a quick recap. Last time, Muramasa's plan completely shifted because he lied to everyone because he's a Bleach villain. Unless you've got a retort.
Like any Bleach villain ever.
Except Aizen, funnily enough. Anyway, he took control of Ryujin Jaka after getting the memories from Yamamoto that he needed and trapped Ichigo, Yamamoto, Shunsui, and Ukitake in the Ring of Fire. Oh, and also he killed all 4 of the Aaron Fitzgerald Zanpakutous too, I guess. Because he doesn't like Zanpakutous. Anyway, he goes to the world of the living with Byakuya and Senbon Zakura, because they're still on his side, because stuff. Meanwhile, Yamamoto starts to exposit exactly what Muramasa's after. Those fucking names, man. He says that Muramasa is headed to Karakura Town, cause when isn't it Karakura Town?
All the time.
But he's going there to unseal a being named Koga, who was a former Soul Reaper that turned rogue, so they had to seal him away. And they couldn't kill him because,
I thought he was about.
I was getting to that. Yes, they recycled Koga, or the Richard Epcar thingy from the Bout arc, for those who don't remember. The one who used Dog, you know, the most powerful doll in existence.
Yeah, only lost twice.
And it was due to poor matchups most of the time. Anyway, Ichigo's like, I feel responsible for this. I gotta fix this mess, cause it's cause of me he got Yamamoto's memories and all this shit. And he's trying to break out of the flames. That's when Hitsugaya and Hyorimaru show up, fully recovered. And they use their ice abilities to help Ichigo escape. As Yamamoto says, I'm going to punish my Zanpakutou! Ichimaru!
Wait, what? That's his Zanpakutou's name now?
You know the thing is, I'm just going to say this out. This happened. Doesn't this Yamamoto fighting Ryujin Jaka happen off screen?
Yes.
Yeah, wouldn't it be cool to fucking see that?
No, we get much dumber stuff.
Alright. Anyway, so Ichigo sets off to the world of the living. We also cut over to Yoruichi as she continues her fight against Hinako and Tobiyume. Because these two get so much screen time this arc, I'm starting to think someone on the writing team has a fetish for these two. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. And next you're gonna tell me that Zanpakutou can fall in love.
That foreshadowing hurt.
Anyway, Zanpakutou to babysit while you're at it.
Speaking of babysitting, Yoruichi is treating these two like a joke, as she should, because, I mean, come on.
They have lost every battle.
Yeah, they really have. And any fight they didn't lose, you could say they fought to a stalemate, because I think the one time they were in a stalemate was with Tetsuzaimon. And that's because the baby interfered and shot his poison.
And it's Tetsuzaimon.
Yeah, and it's Tetsuzaimon. Okay.
Name one thing he did. I dare you.
Other than give Ikkaku a pep talk here and there, nothing.
And give him a drinking buddy.
Yeah, that's it. He's an orbiting character, as people call them. His entire character revolves around Ikkaku, more or less. But alright. So, we cut to the world of the living with Muramasa, Senbon, Zakura, and Byakuya at Katakuta Town. And they're going on about, this place has so much worded it weirdly. Or going to be showing up. But Muramasa's like, don't interrupt me while I'm trying to do the ceremony. Hold them off. So, yeah. Senbon and Byakuya fuck off, I guess, to defend him, while Orihime shows up and sees Muramasa. And she does the whole Kanten Sanshun I reject to him. And then because it's Orihime, she sees him coughing, so she tries healing him right after defending herself. Okay. That checks out for Orihime, doesn't it? Anyway. Chad and Uryu show up as well when Orihime is about to be put in danger after healing Muramasa. And yes, we get full stupid. Chad and Muramasa are both here. And they even interact. In fact, they even fight. Zakura, who shows up to defend Muramasa, and Chad, doesn't he more or less get one-shotted by Muramasa?
Yeah, he gets shotted.
And Uryu is fighting Senbon, and even does some decent damage to him, kind of, actually. And Orihime and Rukia show up to help him out as well. And more Hollows show up, which is what Rukia is forced to fight, while Muramasa's all like, I'm gonna go do this ceremony now. And yeah, he obviously releases Koga. Because, I mean, come on, it's storytelling 101. If a villain has a goal, naturally they're going to achieve part of that goal before the story ends, right?
Yeah.
Ichigo shows up just to see Koga released.
Some people walk before they achieve that goal.
You're right. But it's at this point we find out Koga's last name was Koga Kuchiki the whole time! Oh my dog! Anyway, the next couple of episodes are dedicated to Koga's past. And yeah, apparently Shunsui didn't even know this guy existed, neither did Ukitake. And Yamamoto's thing is, well, it happened long ago, even before your time. I kind of call bullshit on this, but sure. Let's roll with it.
Yes.
I mean, they had no choice but to do it that way, because otherwise Muramasa getting Yamamoto's memories, why didn't he just get Shunsui's if he remembered where Koga was being held at? And yes, Koga is Muramasa's master. I don't think we mentioned that. Because he said his Zanpakutou was gone.
Yeah, there's also his only other role in Bleach.
Yep, Koga is David Vincent. Not Richard Epcar like in the Bount arc.
Yeah, he's no longer Dick.
By the way, so Koga's you find out in his past more or less real quick that he used to talk about maintaining order, but he's driven mad by his own power. Does that remind anyone of what?
It sounds like most of his roles.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, dude. I was thinking Gen Kisaragi from Blaze Blue the entire time during that backstory. Because think about it, he's a high-ranking officer for a militant force, more or less, that goes on about order and is driven mad by his power.
And it sounds like something he's usually typecasted as.
Yeah, it really does. Oh man, it sucks that this is the last thing he's here as, too, because with all the other recycles, of course, David Vincent only gets like 2 roles.
Well, he's not Patrick Seitz. He doesn't get to be 50 people. Actually, no, he's one of the less egregious ones. He's not Travis.
Yeah, Travis is really bad. Oh, yeah, so during the backstory, Koga was sent out to quell a rebellion that was going on in the Soul Society, which we don't learn anything about. It's just there as basically a backdrop or fluff text bullshit. And his whole motivation is he wants to, his granddad, or no, his dad, I guess, Jinrei Kuchiki. Yeah, because he married into the Kuchiki family.
Father-in-law.
Yeah. Or Ginrei, that's his name, Ginrei Kuchiki. Who's voiced by J.B. Blanc. That's the one from the... Yeah, that's the Squad 6 captain from the Pendulum Arc. And he's much younger here. So at least they kept that continuity, I guess. It works.
Yeah.
And yeah, his whole thing is he wants to prove himself worthy. This all goes awry, though, when Ginrei is telling him, you know, power, strength, it comes from the heart. You need to learn that lesson before it's too late. And Koga's all confused and she's like, what? Heart is bullshit. My sword is powerful. I can manipulate people to commit seppuku. Because, yeah, we see him do that. He uses his Zanpakutou to convince other Soul Reaper Zanpakutous to just kill their masters. But unfortunately, he gets set up by... What the fuck were these guys? Just randos that were jealous of him or something?
Yep.
Yeah, one of them being Doug Airholes. I think Kirk Thornton was one of them. I can't remember who the third one was, because I know there were 3 of them.
Well, things that you can't even remember, it shows how memorable they really are.
Yeah, they were just jealous dicks. So they set him up to have normal Soul Reapers attack him. And he ends up killing them in front of, like, a bunch of witnesses or whatever. And that's when Ginrei shows up. It's like, what did you do, Koga? I told you your sword would corrupt you. It's too powerful. And, yeah. Koga gets put in prison for this, and because it's the Soul Society, you all know what this means. His Zanpakutou is to be destroyed, and they're going to strip him of his Soul Reaper rank, and even deliberate whether or not to execute him. So much for a good investigation, guys.
Well, Byakuya isn't around.
I mean, in all fairness to Ginrei, he did tell him, wait here in your cell. Trust me, we'll work through this. And he was thinking of ways to help the situation, because he did believe Koga's innocence in the beginning, from what it seemed like.
Yeah. But he unleashed his sword unleashed itself and just went, wait, what?
Oh, TTS was left on. That's cool. I hope no one says anything offensive. That'd be hilarious. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so, I think one of the Soul Reapers that Koga attacked randomly was still alive. It's like, it was Koga. He attacked us with no provocation. How much did those jealous pricks pay these guys to go get killed for them? What? Because they all died, didn't they?
100 pesos.
Well, Koga's brainwashed by Muramasa, more or less whispering sweet nothings in his ear, going on about, well, you know,
I love you.
I love you, and you only need to trust me. Fuck everyone else. You're powerful. Let's work together to create a new world. You don't need these idiots. You're powerful on your own, and I'm powerful with you, buddy. So Koga escapes from his cell and kills the 3 assholes that set him up, because he walked in conveniently when they were talking shit about him and laughing. Don't you love fiction storytelling, how perfect that shit works out? It's like turning on the TV right at the channel where they're talking about important plot relevant shit. So, yeah. Of course, Ginrei sees this and is now convinced Koga has 100% become guilty. And Koga's like, what? No, you don't understand. They were talking shit about me. They're the ones that set me up. I don't care. You killed them in cold blood. They didn't even have their weapons drawn. Now you're fucked.
Except for the fact that they did.
Yeah. So, don't know how that works. Maybe Ginrei is an idiot. This all culminates with Koga basically turning his back on Soul Society and even killing innocents in the Rukon district because of how pissed he is. Like, I'll kill everyone. I'm going to create my own order through chaos. And you even see him breaking down in his inner world when he's yelling at Muramasa, saying, "A Zanpakutou is just a sword. It's a tool. Don't talk as if you're my friend.
You're a tool.
You're a tool. Die. We're all tools." But yeah, it gets to the point where they fall so out of sync, Muramasa can't hear Koga's voice. Which leads Ginrei and Yamamoto, the only ones willing to take him on because they know how his abilities work. Because all other Soul Reapers can't do shit with Muramasa being able to manipulate Zanpakutos. And because of that, they're forced to seal him away. And Muramasa was unable to hear Koga during the whole fight because, well, just said he was out of sync. So Koga could barely even defend himself. And I don't know, I guess Ginrei was, because his mind was completely closed off so he couldn't be manipulated, he couldn't focus on the battle in 100%, so he couldn't kill Koga. That was how they implied it, isn't it?
Yeah, they established that.
Yeah. Which, sure, makes sense, whatever. Anyway. I mean, Koga's backstory makes sense of why he turned into a dick. They were just a typical cliche, power corrupts, etc. But, I don't know. The whole rebellion thing, like, went nowhere, and the 3 jealous assholes just felt a little much. But cut to present day, and Muramasa's like, oh, "I found you, Koga! I found you! I finally freed you!" And Koga stabs him. Basically saying, "You're the reason I'm sealed up, you idiot! If you had only heard me when I called your name all those years ago, this wouldn't have happened."
Stupid fucking swords and their performance issues.
Need to get extents for that Zanpakutou. Anyway, at this point, Byakuya shows up, and it is revealed why he turned against Soul Society. It was because he wanted Koga to get released so he could kill Koga himself, because Ginrei told Byakuya, who was the next head of the Kuchiki family, about Koga being the one major stain on Kuchiki family's legacy. And Byakuya, that's why the whole time, they were like, "Why would you betray us?" And he just said, "I want to maintain my self-respect and honor." That's what he meant. So, we also get a flashback of apparently Senbon and Sakura. Apparently, Byakuya had fought him long ago and turned him against, or freed him from Muramasa's control, but they both pretended to be on Muramasa's side. I think we should have gotten a full thing dedicated to Byakuya and Senbon and Sakura fighting instead of, what was it, like 30 seconds, if that?
Like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see them fight, see how Byakuya puts up with that. But it explains why he was able to use his Shikai earlier, even though, you know, when he fought Kenpachi. Because he had already maintained Senbon and Sakura on his side. Anyway, so Byakuya wants to take on Koga one-on-one, and even makes the Senkei, so I guess it was used again. And Muramasa, because of all the hollows he ate to maintain his physical form in the real world for that long, yeah, it starts making him go haywire. So now Ichigo and friends have to take him on. Okay, so first the Koga-Byakuya fight. More or less, Koga has his own abilities that, what is it, they fuck with the 5 senses so he can manipulate them?
Yeah,
Gee, I hope no one else has this ability coming up. That would make this kind of awkward, a recycling thing, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't.
You guys will see, probably in the next set, actually. I know it's coming up. But anyways, yeah, so he's able to somewhat stand up to Byakuya for a little bit at least. But being as how, what is he using, a normal sword? Well, that's all he's using, isn't it, as a weapon?
Koga?
Yeah, just a normal sword.
No.
What the fuck?
He's using those, spear. He's using one of those spears that was used to seal him away.
Oh, okay. Actually, how many spear users are there in Bleach? I might have asked that before, but there's not very many, I don't think.
mean, I say a spear, but it's just like a ceremonial-looking sword/spear. That's what he's using. He's not using his useless Muramasa.
Yeah.
The sword doesn't even fucking listen.
And I'm sure you guys get the theme they're going for here. Byakuya and Senbon Sakura are working together against Koga, who's all alone because he forsaked everyone or whatever. Forsaked? Whatever the fuck the word is. It's that whole thing of if you're alone, you can't do shit, but with friends, the power of friendship will protect you.
The power of French.
The power of the French?
Exactly.
Are you gonna make a retreating joke, Dai?
No. The fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, maybe Koga should have done that, because, yeah, he gets murked. He gets murked hard. And Byakuya's legacy for the Kuchiki family has been restored, or pride, I guess. And I don't know, what do you think of Byakuya's reasoning for why he joined up with Muramasa? Does it make sense? It works, but I still feel like he could have told Renji and Rukia at the very least, and been like, that's my plan, don't tell anyone else. But hey, at least we got a Byakuya Kenpachi fight out of it, I guess. Okay, so back to the hollow shit. What is it? A giant hole opens in the sky, and Ichigo and Muramasa get sealed up in like a giant thing or whatever. What the fuck even was that thing? Die?
So what?
Yeah, distracted swan. I said, what the fuck even was that thing Ichigo and Muramasa got sealed up in? Because I know the giant hole opened up in the sky where all the hollows were coming out.
It was just one of those hollow portals.
Oh.
Opening up in the store.
The store? I mean the sky?
I mean the sky.
What the fuck is wrong with you this session, man?
What is wrong with you? Yeah, but it's just one of those hollow holes opening in the sky.
Oh, because is that what Ichigo and Muramasa got sealed up in? Well, anyway.
Yeah, then it just dripped down into black goo and stored him inside of some blob.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, what the fuck that thing was. Okay, but at this point, Rukia, Byakuya, Chad, and Uryu, because Chad got healed up by Orihime, they're all trying to fight off the hollows that are coming out of the hole, and that's when all the Zanpakutou show up, completely restored! Oh, before that, I forgot to mention, we did cut back to Kenpachi earlier on with his fight against Tenkin, which, you know, Kamimura's Zanpakutou and Genryu Maru, who's dead. Kenpachi killed him. We don't see the conclusion to this fight, do we?
No.
Yeah, Tenkin goes Bankai, and by the way, if y'all are wondering, it's Neo Kaplan, because gotta keep recycling, man.
Yeah.
You know, gotta keep the world green and all that shit. Anyway, yeah, so others on Zanpakutou show up, and Rukia even asks, like, what? How are you guys back to normal? Sora no Shiryuki, I thought you were destroyed. What happened? Mayuri fixed them.
Mayuri magic.
Yeah, how'd he fix them? I don't know. They even asked, like, wait, how? And then it just cuts to him saying, and that's how it happened. And I think even Rukia's like, that explains everything. It's like, what? No, it doesn't. You didn't tell us shit.
He put them in the tube.
Yeah, so whatever. They're healed basically, and now you get all the Zanpakutou shouting out their attack cries, including Hinako yelling "Roar!"
I can't believe you missed that.
Yeah, I did. Well, as soon as you told me that, I had to go back and rewatch that and saw that. That was dumb. And then it cut to Zabumaru's shouting roar. Heineko's has been Growl for the last 130 episodes. How did someone fuck that up? Anyway.
Well, you see...
Oh yeah. And Gogetsu Booty shows up with Maurecchio, so you get the Fat Man duo. And fine, because people asked, I will say what the Zanpakutou's nickname is in the fandom. You know Gogetsu Booty? What do you think they call it, Dai?
Something silly.
They call it Go Get Some Booty. Because of course they do. What is wrong with you people? The name's not funny. Okay, yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyway, they managed to work together to seal the penis in the sky. I mean, hole in the sky. Yeah.
Well, oh no, the goo came out of the hole in the sky, and then Ichigo was trapped inside the blob.
Yeah, weren't they fighting off all the hollows that came out of the hole in the sky? That's what I mean.
All the dick noses.
Yeah, all the Menos.
And the other small fries, too, that were there.
Yeah.
But mostly Minos.
Yeah, Ichigo now has to take on Muramasa in a one-on-one fight in the finale of the arc, if only. And... I don't know, I thought this fight was cool. Again, goes with the theme they were going for. Muramasa at this point, like, even though he knows Koga's dead, wants to have one final match against Ichigo to just settle things. And Ichigo and Zangetsu work together, while Muramasa's all alone. But Muramasa, however, even though he was alone, they point out he remained 100% loyal to Koga, because he kept begging Koga to use him, even though he got stabbed by him. Use me! And that was when they basically pointed out, saying it's a Zanpakutou's nature to always remember and be loyal to their master at the end of the day, no matter how much a bond tries being broken between them, because friendship! This builds up to Ichigo, of course, putting Muramasa down, and even earning some or giving him some respect in the end for his loyalty to Koga, despite Koga being an asshole. See, if Muramasa had a better master, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Then again, Soul Society wanted to destroy him anyways because they thought his power was too bullshit.
Yeah. Imagine if there were two of them, then Soul Society would have executed everyone.
Oh yeah, you mean like the two Kyorimaras? Or whatever. Yeah. Well... After that, the goo blob thing dissipates as Ichigo's let go. And all the Zanpakutou have a fond farewell with their masters. And disappear, returning to sword form. Until that's retconned in the very next episode! Okay, before we get to that though, I guess up to this point, yeah, the arc ending was a little messy, but for the most part, I'd say it was alright. What about you?
It's about to get a lot messier.
Oh, it is, but I'm saying, like, judging it up to this point, most people seem to agree that this probably was the best filler arc. If you just judge it on these 26 episodes alone. And yeah, there's obviously things you can point... Yeah, you can point out shit... Fuck you, Pop-Up. You could point out things that were wrong with the arc, or they could have improved.
Just change a letter. Make his name not be Koga.
Yeah, make it Kota or something. I don't know. But yeah. And there's obviously more Zanpakutou fights they could have done. And a lot of them happen off-screen. Again, Kenpachi versus Tenken. We obviously know who won that fight. Same with Yamamoto versus Ryujin Jaka. It would have been cool to see those still. Oh yeah, and Yoruichi versus Heineko and Tobiyume happened. The rest of that happened off screen too, but we know how that was going to go since they jobbed. I'm not as mad at that one. But now it's time for part 2 of this arc. They extended it another 10 episodes. Fuck. And it picks up with the Zanpakutou being in their human form again, as if nothing had happened from last episode. Doesn't Renji even ask Zabimaru about that? And Monkey just says, "You're the one that assumed we'd return to our human form. Just because we disappeared." She might have been Senbon Zaku that said it. It was one of them.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to do in order, unfortunately.
Yep. Well, we have to. So 256, the first episode, you find out that Soul Reapers who died, their Zanpakutou are languishing now that they don't have Muramasa to control them, and they are turning into what are known as Sword Beasts. And according to Mayuri, a Sword Beast that goes berserk can become as powerful as a Captain's Bankai, even if it belonged to a red shirt, low-rank Soul Reaper. How the fuck?
Yeah.
That is... whatever. It's bullshit. Anyway, the first Sword Beast they try tracking down, apparently Rukia, Sorino Shiryuki, and Senbon Zaku are tasked to take it down. And it's attracted to parties. So the big plan is to hold a party for a lot of the squad members to lure out the monster.
Yeah.
I think you guys see what we're in for. These are going to be really dumb. Interestingly enough, Ruki and Sorino Shiryuki do have like a heart-to-heart conversation here, where they basically apologize to each other for all the bullshit, etc. And it would be a really good moment if it wasn't in an episode like this. This should have been in the main arc earlier. You know, maybe after Sorino Shiryuki showed up for the final battle against Muramasa. Anyway, stupid party nonsense ensues with Rangiku and friends, and then the monster shows up and... I don't know. Rukia and them are able to put it down. You guys might be thinking we're rushing through this episode, but there's not much to a lot of these. There's really not. Unless you've got something else to add about this one.
And this episode is was more Rukia babysitting the two than anything.
Yeah, because they were both idiots.
Their first instinct was to, let's blow it up. Let's freeze it. Let's blow it up after we freeze it.
Yeah, that moment was actually pretty funny. Some of the moments in these episodes were genuinely funny, to be honest. But still, 10 of these in a row is a bit much.
Yeah, and one of them was a really...
Yeah, I warned you too, because I know you hadn't seen these before. I told you, I watched these as they aired on fucking Adult Swim. I remember that one distinctly, because I remember how bad it was.
Yeah, because you wanted me to catch up for the final arc, and we'll get to that later.
Alright, but F257 picks up with Ichigo going back to school, and honestly, this has a pretty funny exchange with Keigo. Remember, he asks Ichigo, he's like, Ichigo? What, do you see spirits? Are you seeing dead people right now? And Ichigo just says, maybe. I mean, you're dead, aren't you? And Keigo starts freaking the fuck out. Like, what? No, I can't be dead. What the fuck? I mean, you're the one that keeps calling him Yosuke.
He literally is Yosuke. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, he is. I can't argue. Anyway, the Sword Beast shows up this episode, gets in a tussle with Ichigo before fucking off, and in this episode it's Kyle Hebert. Y'all might be wondering, who was it in the last episode? It only roared and grunted, it didn't talk, so we don't know. But this one, I mean...
Yuri Lowenthal's even doing the exact same voice for him. That doesn't help either.
I mean, for Keigo? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want more Keigo, damn it. Keigo's amazing. He's so dumb. Alright. Yeah, so we also cut to Urahara's shop, with Ichigo asking Urahara about the Sword Beast, because, you know, he wasn't filled in, he wasn't there last episode. And, of course, Lirin, Kuroto, and Nova are here. And Nova's the only one without speaking lines, because these filler episodes hate us. And it gets really dumb when Rangiku and Hinako show up. And Hinako and Lirin don't like each other, so they argue for a minute. Remember, they're both voiced by Julianne Taylor.
Why? It's so dumb.
Damn it, Studiopolis. Why?
Not even dumb. That's just LA in general.
It is. It is.
It's just worst with Studiopolis, it seems.
Well, anyway, the Sword Beast is wandering around, then he hears a Hollow, and I guess his Zanpakutou instincts kicked in to go kill the Hollow, and the Hollow eats him. And, yep. He manages to merge his consciousness into the Hollow and take control of it and become a Super Sword Beast. And, yeah, Hinako and Rangiku show up. Try taking him on. Ichigo and Hitsugaya show up and try taking it on. And doesn't this fucker use the Sonito and even use a Sero or something too?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, is this thing in a Ron car?
I mean, you don't even have to be that to use those.
I thought you had to for at least the Sonito.
At least that was the case in that stupid Travis filler back in Wakamundo.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Never mind then. And this is a filler, so they're trying to keep continuity with the fillers.
Those weren't full-fledged Ron cars.
Yeah, and the visors can use the Sonito too, so whatever. But alright, so yeah, they take this highway bear monster down.
And the dick noses can use a Sero, so...
Yeah, that's true. That's a Menos tactic, I guess. Yeah, it was mainly the Sonito thing I was hung up on.
I mean, he only did it once.
Well, anything else to say about this stupid episode?
It happened.
I know you guys are saying we abridged a lot for this one, but what the fuck do you want us to say? Yeah, this episode didn't really...
There's really not much to it.
Other than Ichigo monologuing about how if a Soul Reaper loses Zanpakutou, or if Zanpakutou loses its Soul Reaper Master, it's tragic, etc. Which we know. We just saw that lesson with Muramasa.
No,
anyway.
we need to repeat it for 8 more episodes.
Well, episode 258, a Zabimaru-focused episode, where Zabimaru's snake wants to be let off the chain so he can help track down the sword beast that's running away from Monkey and Renji. Snake runs into the sword beast, who's already injured from the earlier fight with Renji, and it's Keith Silverstein. Won't be the last time he's in these set of episodes. Anyway, he tells Snake, he's like, don't you want to be a real man? Aren't you tired of being mistreated by them? No one respects you because you're not a real man. Let me go. Prove you're a real man. So Snake, being an idiot, lets him go because he's lost in thought. And then Monkey and Renji show up and chastise him. You all know where this is going. Snake is like, I hate you. I'm running off on my own.
You've seen this episode like 100 times.
Yeah, even in Western TV, they do this shit.
It's like the most basic... It's like the most basic of forced drama, and it hasn't gotten any better.
Yeah. I mean, Snake runs into Karin and Yuzu, and Karin's the only one who can see him, so Yuzu's trying to talk to him and keeps facing the wrong direction. And it gets Snake really mad. So I guess you get that. And yeah, they take Snake home to Ichigo's house, and a lot of stupid nonsense ensues, I guess. Actually, isn't this the first time Karin and Yuzu have shown up in ages? I think.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the show forgot about them as characters. So much for being the main character's family and all that. Anyway. Yeah. So Ichigo shows up back home late at night and finds Snake sleeping in his house. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? Monkey and Renji are very worried about you. And Snake runs up, going, oh, leave me alone. I don't need to be with them anymore. They're dicks. And that's when he runs into the Keith Sword Beast monster. And the Keith Sword Beast monster's like, oh, I fully recovered thanks to you. Now I'm gonna kill you because you're an idiot who let me go. And... What? What's up?
Yes, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah.
It's like it's like something that a plot generator can fucking give
that
you.
like seriously, this was probably one of the weakest ones out of these episodes for that reason. It's like, fuck, we know where this is going. Might as well have just said
honestly,
generic episode. Let's move on.
Honestly, all of them feel like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. There's one that I feel had potential to be really good, but that one's coming up, and they fucked it up.
Oh, they fucked it up by doing the generic thing.
Yeah, so, anyway, doesn't the Sword Beast take a hostage? Doesn't it take Karin hostage or something?
Yeah, something.
Pretty sure it does. Yeah, because Karin chases after Snake, too, or something like that. And, yeah. That's when Snake's like, no, what do I do? And Monkey and Renji show up, and the Sword Beast gets murked. And, oh, no, it didn't take Karin hostage. It tried taking Snake hostage, and it didn't work. Because Karin woke up the next day and was like, where's Zabimaru? And Ichigo played dumb and was like, who? Basically trying to... You all might be wondering, you guys don't remember these some of these episodes? These episodes suck.
Yeah.
Honestly, for the notes I have written down for that episode in particular, it's Snake goes to Ichigo's house, nonsense ensues. That's literally it. One sentence, because that's basically the entire episode. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, these are like the epitome of the nothing episodes. It's not even the dumb kind of filler like the fucking Super Sentai.
Yeah, those episodes were great. Or even the beach episode was pretty funny too. Yeah. And like
that was just like a full 24-minute version of the illustrated guide. The story
guide. Yeah, like even the Ikaku episode with Keiko's sister even felt like it had a point. Like it was something it was trying to tell us.
It felt like it belonged in the last set with those group of episodes.
Yeah, but it still worked, is what I mean. But yeah, so
it still worked, but it felt like it belonged there more so than anything.
Yeah, so Zabimaru is like, oh, I'll go back to you, Monkey. Or the Snake is saying that, and wants to be put on the chain again, and understands the importance of not running off on their own and being a reckless idiot. Karin and Yuzu are like, what happened to Zabimaru? Oh, guess he never existed because Ichigo doesn't know who we're talking about. So they made a friend with a filler episode, therefore will never be mentioned again. Okay. Ep 259. This one I actually feel is the closest I got to stupid funny.
Oh, God.
So, apparently a burglar has been sneaking in and stealing the chickens and other food and shit from the Squad 4 barracks as they're trying to rebuild the Seirete. Yeah. Which we get Hinataro this episode.
But we get the most random team to take care of this investigation.
Nanao, Ikaku, and Hozukimaru. Like, what? Were these just picked randomly out of a hat?
Just throw it at a dartboard. Whatever sticks is who's going.
Yeah, so they have to go into the sewers, because that's where the thief's projected to be going, and Hinataro is the one who knows the layout. And we get 2 Vicks with us in the main party this episode, so it's really dumb.
Yeah.
And... yeah... the fucking Sword Beast, doesn't it try drowning Ikaku? Or something like that? When they trigger a water trap that's set up.
It's a tentacle monster one, too.
Of course it is, and that's why Nanao is here, isn't it? What? Tell me I'm wrong. It's anime. Come on.
Yeah. I don't even know why Nanao's here. Yeah, send the person who... what, could only do keto?
Yeah, from what it seems like.
Does she even have a Zanpakutou?
I think her book is her Zanpakutou. Hard to tell since the arc decided to cuck a lot of people out of seeing their Zanpakutous. Maybe we would have gotten more of that instead of less of this. Anyway. So, Hinataro ends up running into his Zanpakutou, who was the one stealing the chickens. And it's voiced by Karen Strassman, because of fucking course it is.
Yeah.
And...
Never seen Studio Opopolis.
It, apparently his Zanpakutou was stealing the chickens because it was lonely. It didn't think Hinataro wanted to be its friend anymore, because, well, couldn't find Hinataro after the Muramasa incident, so it just decided to go in the sewers and become an emo. But because it needed a friend, it stole a chicken. And...
Well, no, it stole 4 chickens.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Anyway, the Sword Beast... Was the Sword Beast the one stealing everything else, then? Because they even said they found the other shit, and they didn't know what the hell that was that stole it all. I don't even fucking know. Oh yeah, and Hinataro calls Nanao. He calls her Lieutenant Issei at first, and then I guess abbreviates it to Lieutenant Issei. Like, just saying it really fast so it sounds a little off. I don't know if you want to call that a dubism or not. But yeah, this episode was really dumb. It's one of those, like, Hozuki Maru even goes Bankai during it against the tentacle monster. This is the closest one I feel that got stupid funny.
We're just going back to plain old stupid after this.
Yep. Oh, here we go. This episode is next. Yeah, so Hinataro, obviously, it ends with him reuniting with his Zanpakutou and then becoming buddies again, and all the chickens being brought back.
And then his Zanpakutou gets lost in the sewers.
Yeah, yeah, on their way back. And it's like, what? Where'd everyone go? Why'd everyone leave me? And this is going to be the last time we see Spike Spencer for a while, isn't it?
Yep.
In this series, I mean.
If you want to see more of him, go to Australia.
What? A dingo ate my baby? What? These fillers are cliche. I had to say something cliche too.
I was just making a joke about where he currently resides.
Yeah, I heard he currently resides there. It's like, that's fucking random if that's the case. Holy shit.
Since you could just cite in recordings anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, but now it's time for this filler, and I was dreading getting to this episode when we got to this arc. The Kazashini filler.
Didn't we skip? I think you might have skipped one.
No, I didn't. It's episode 260. Oh. We're on it. Trust me, I'm doing them in the right order.
So...
But yeah. So, Kazashini's still trying to kill Shuhei, because even though the mind control was broken, he wants to settle the score with Shuhei once and for all, for some reason. Because that's his natural instinct, is to reap Shuhei's life. And Shuhei basically gives him an ultimatum saying, I'm not going to fight you unless you fight me fairly. You keep trying to attack me from the shadows. It's like, okay, so we're getting a little bit of a follow-up to the Muramasa situation. This one actually feels like it could work until Shuhei tries giving the speech that Kazashini needs to learn to appreciate life more. And how do they teach this lesson to Kazashini? You all probably already know.
I already foreshadowed it. So tell me, would you let your Zanpakutou babysit?
He has to take care of a baby. And that's the majority of the episode. I hate this filler. I hate it because I also saw this as it aired and remember thinking to myself, the fuck is my life?
I wasted another week for this bullshit.
Oh yeah. You also get him talking to the other Zanpakutous, like, yeah, Wabisuke's there. And I love how Wabisuke's like, you know what you should do? Throw the baby in the lake. Like, what the fuck?
Who's there?
Yeah, I know you're saying that because he barely got any screen time, but Heineko even says, she's like, Wabisuke, you're so gloomy and depressed. What is wrong with you? It's like, I don't know, I think these interactions could have been more fun to see, because we're never going to see these again. But yeah. And it of course culminates with Kazushini having to take on a monster to defend the baby. And the baby gets taken away by a Kate Higgins ad voice, because of course. And it's at this point Kazushini decides to square off with Shuhei in one final battle. Wow, we get to hear the Kate Higgins thing sing, actually in English, that's cool, to the baby in the background.
Just Dingo did take a baby.
But die! Dubbed singing! And, yeah, Shuhei puts down Kazushini and tells him you're going to return to normal now. And Kazushini's like, well, what will be my purpose once I'm back in your hands? We're going to protect people. Oh, that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, even though that baby was annoying as shit. And, yeah. Basically how the episode ends. Look, I get what they were going for here. This was the one episode that actually felt like it had potential to do something. But they just had to go the cliche stupid route that we've seen a billion times. And I'm sorry. What?
Exactly. It's like all the plots for all of these episodes were just written by a fucking board of robots.
Skynet, man. They did it. Yeah, so...
What does the algorithm say this week?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way they could have done this episode better with Shuhei, because everything was there. It's just... They need to find a way to make Kazushini appreciate life without it being the generic way. I don't know. There were other ways to go about this shit. What can you do? Anyway, now we're on episode 261. An Orihime-centric filler, I guess. With the Sword Beast this time being voiced by Dorothy Fawn, a voice actress they really could stand to use more.
What's just like her...
Like third or fourth... Yeah, fourth role. Yeah, because she was she was one of Orihime's Kanten-Zanshun thingies, and she's the teacher.
Oh no, this is like the fifth one.
Oh, was she in a wrong card?
She was a one-off Soul Reaper that got killed in a backflash.
Does that matter? That doesn't even saying, oh, well...
No, it's because it's a canon one, that's why I brought it up.
Oh. Alright. Well, anyway, there's a new transfer student in class named Kyoko, voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, because Nell's not going to be around for a while, so why the fuck not? Anyway, turns out Kyoko has the ability to see the future, or see what someone's thinking, I guess. Was it clear on that? Because we see it, yeah, we see in a flashback, one of her best friends was hitting on a Yuri Lowenthal dude, because of course, and she tries warning her. She's like, that Yuri Lowenthal guy, you know, he's got a lot of women on his that he's hitting on. He's a man whore. And of course, this creeps her best friend out, because her best friend's like, you always do that. You keep trying to predict things, and it's weird. So, another cliche plotline. Person being ostracized for being a little different. Have you all seen that before? Anyway, Kyoko, of course, becomes obsessed with Orihime, seeing that Orihime has strange abilities, too. And I wouldn't be surprised if she wanted to be part of a Yuri ship with Orihime. Guess she'll have to fight Chizuru for that, though. I don't fucking know.
Joke's on her. She's a filler character. Her priority's garbage.
Yeah, you found out who voiced her because she has her own Wikia page.
Yep.
someone on the internet took the time to create a wiki page for this one character that's only in this one episode.
You have no idea how dedicated people are to wiki pages.
So that person is a legend. I want to give them a hug. That is glorious.
Not only that, they have their whole entire story synopsis.
That is fucking great. Anyway, this culminates, of course, with the Sword Beast showing up and taking control of Kyoko. And Ichigo is there, and it's like, oh, we gotta take it down. It was Ichigo, wasn't it? Because Orihime was saying, please don't do it.
No.
And she uses her Kanten Zanshin to reject the Sword Beast from inside Kyoko. Just like she did with the Pizza to Rukia all those episodes back during the Bound arc. So it's not like it was an ass-pull ability, we've already seen it. And, yeah, they killed the Sword Beast, whoever the fuck it was. I'm just gonna say Ichigo, because why not?
Yeah, I was paying so much attention. I literally did not give a fuck.
Anyway,
with how bare bones they were written.
Well, at least they had a callback to the Pizza Ritsu thingy, I guess, with the Orihime's ability with how she saved Rukia. So it didn't break continuity.
Maybe.
Yeah, so Orihime and Kyoko vow to become besties forever, which is why Orihime will never mention her again. This is the same shit that happened when Rukia vowed to save the Travis thing back during that Menos Forest arc. Stop ending fillers with this shit. It doesn't work out well.
It works perfectly fine if you
They should have ended it.
They
should have ended it with Kyoko saying, "I'm being transferred to another school," and Orihime said, "Okay, we'll always be friends. Don't forget to write," and that's it. At least then it wouldn't make it look like it was this stupid. Okay, episode 262. Another Hinako episode. You guys seriously don't think that they have a fetish yet?
Dear Diary, today my Zanpakutou fell in love.
This is what you were foreshadowing to before. So, a sword beast that Hinako stumbles upon, voiced by Ben Diskin, which means this episode automatically shot up in sexiness. Hasn't
it's as generic as you think it's gonna be.
Yeah. He hasn't fallen completely into rage yet. Hinako falls in love with him and is like, there are some good sword beasts. Rangiku tries telling her, you don't understand.
No, that's wrong.
All sword beasts are going to go crazy eventually. No, Hinako doesn't listen right. And starts sneaking him food and shit to help him recover. You all know where this is going.
He goes crazy, they kill him, blah blah
yeah,
blah.
Hinako learns the lesson of love is evil or something. Nah, she just learns that. Maybe I should have listened to what my friends were telling me.
Maybe I shouldn't have fell in love with the sword beast.
I mean, it's kind of funny Hinako makes the comment saying, no, I can't love him, he's younger than me. I love manly men. Men with lots of testosterone. And I guess she was pointing out this Ben Diskin thingy was coming across like a beta male, which, I mean, this character was a beta male. Come on. Which I guess for all the Hinako fanboys out there, sorry, you must be a beta for her to be interested. Anyway, Ep 263. Another Zabimaru and Zenbone Sakura filler, because if anyone needs more screen time, it's you two. Although this is another one. Actually, yeah, this one, I think it's really close to being stupid funny, too.
Yeah.
So, Zenbone Sakura is praised the hell out of by Squad 6, while Zabimaru apparently keeps fucking up and making a mess. But it turns out both of them try carrying a sword beast corpse to Squad 12. You remember this episode now, don't you?
Busy. I remember this episode. All the other ones I tuned out for because they were just so fucking generic.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I knew what was happening.
This episode at least felt like it had some effort put into it because it was a little different. Kind of, I guess. Yeah, so no one's in Squad 12. Senmo basically acts childish and fucks with the controls and traps them in a Sword Beast container. And what does Kazushiri show up and they try yelling at him to open the door and he breaks the control instead?
Also, Squad 12 is spying on everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Senbon Zakura, you find out, is very impatient, and his angry voice sounds a lot like Ikaku's for some reason. Huh, it's like having the same voice actor voice 20 people eventually will look kind of silly. Although it's Vic, I can't get mad at that. Anyway, he uses his Bankai to break out of the containment or whatever, and then they go to the control room to try shutting off the defense system, because Shockers, releasing that much spiritual pressure, sealed off the entirety of Squad 12 and activated the security system. And that's when they find the cameras of everyone being spied on. Doesn't one of them, like, control Renji's bath and turn it to boiling heat while he's in it?
Yep, one of them makes the urinals explode.
I just love Renji's reaction. He's like, huh? What's going on? And then just screams on top of his lungs. Anyway, Kazushini shows up again, and Senbon Zakura takes it as a challenge to fight him, and they both go Bankai and destroy all of Squad 12's barracks. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, Senbon Sakura really is an impatient fuck. You remember when they were in a containment thing, and he's like, I counted to 10 already! That's long enough, damn it! Yeah. And... What's up?
I said, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, so Renji sees what happened to the Squad 12 barracks, or no, he sees the giant snake, because Zabimaru went Bankai too. To try stopping Senbon Zakura and Kazushini. Oh, Ashishoki Chizo. Why did I call him Kazushini? I think I called him that this whole episode. Someone's gonna figure that out. Sure, these episodes are mind-melting.
Earlier.
But Ashishoki Chizo. Anyway. Yeah, and Renji shows up, and they all stop fighting when he yells at them. And Senbon Zakura manipulates the situation. It's like, I didn't do anything. You're the one that went Bankai and destroyed the whole barracks. No, I didn't do that either. This wouldn't have even happened if you didn't press that button. And because Zabimaru seems to be kind of an idiot, they fall right into this and don't even argue. So now they're forced to write a bunch of apology letters and work on rebuilding what they destroyed. Oh yeah, and Shunsui and Ukitake tell Zabimaru, because Zabimaru's like, wow, Senbon Zakura's a dick. He's the complete opposite of Byakuya. And they're like, actually, he's the exact same as Byakuya. Byakuya's kind of a dick when he doesn't get his way either and is very impatient.
A lot of you forgot that he too was voiced by Uriel.
I mean, we do see that. He's constantly, like, jumping headfirst into shit without waiting.
Hence, he's one of the people that showed up in Wako Mundo.
Yeah. And during the Bound arc, we're about to go back to filler again, he was one of the ones that immediately showed up to fight Cardia. And even all the way back, he ran straight to Rukia's cell when he saw it was open, when he had his fight with Ichigo there. At, you know, the first fight they had in Soul Society. So it makes sense. This episode was dumb, but at least it had something to it. Okay, 2 episodes left. We're in the home stretch. Then we don't have to talk about these fucking episodes anymore. Episode 264, another Nanao episode. And Koten Kyokatsu. Yes, I remembered Shunsui Zanpakutou name this time. Or Koten Kyokotsu, whatever you want to call it. Anyway. Nanao is going with the short sword one. Or I guess the Lolly Zanpakutou out of Shunsui's dual ones.
The one that doesn't talk?
Yeah, the one that only grunts, which after hearing it grunt, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Eren. And the tall one is staying back to drink with Shunsui, because of course. Anyway, the yeah, Katen Kyokotsu, apparently the small one, has no emotions and loves playing with things before killing them. So when they encounter the Sword Beast, voiced by Keith again, she more or less tries torturing it, and because of that, it manages to get away. While Nanao and Rangiku think of ways to connect with Katen Kyokotsu, so they take her shopping, try offering her sweets, and it doesn't really work out that well. Until they find out she likes gazing at the cherry blossoms and flowers, just like Shunsui. Which, doesn't Nanao tell her to drop her sword or whatever to leave it there so she could take her to a giant area with a bunch of flowers and shit? That's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's there when Sword Beast Kun shows up again, fully healed. And because Katen Kyokotsu left her sword behind, he gets the upper hand. And is like, you tortured me. Because of that, I'm going to torture you. Oh yeah, he got away earlier also because Nanao basically told Katen Kyokotsu to stop it, that she was being cruel, to just put it out of its misery. So Nanao jumps in to help Katen Kyokotsu, and the Sword Beast's like, no, I was going to let you live because you were the reason I survived earlier, but now I'm going to kill you too. And of course, that's when Shunsui and the tall Katen Kyokotsu, God, do they have to have the same name? They show up and kill the Sword Beast at the last second. And now Nanao and the small Katen Kyokotsu. Yeah, I realize I said it too. That name's kind of silly for that reason. Anyway, they're besties now, because they connected through flower gazing. This episode isn't terrible, but it's, again, another one you could see the clichéness there. Trying to get the emotionless person to open up and become your friend trope.
Jeez. Every single one of these is a generic cliche.
Yeah.
Even the final one.
Okay. Finally, the end of the arc. Good, because my mind is turning to shit.
By the way, do you also think this one is generic? Yes, it is.
Okay, so episode 265. It turns out a lot of the Sword Beasts are being murked by a final super monster Sword Beast! Who only grunts and growls, so we don't know who the fuck it's voiced by. Don't think it matters, but anyways, he's been killing other Sword Beasts, eating them, and feeding off Zanpakutou energy to become stronger. Which is why we don't get them fighting him until 5 minutes left in the episode. The majority of the episode...
we start the episode with like a minute of stuff that happens at the end. It does that thing.
Oh my god, it does. Yeah, I've mentioned before, that plot point can be done right, but I still don't like it. I said that during the Higurashi thing, because it does that too. The first episode of that one starts way later, and then goes back. Like I said, in that situation, it's done right. Here, it just comes across as annoying. But alright, so majority of the episode is basically the Zanpakutou and Soul Reapers hanging out and becoming friends. You get more Momo and Tobiyume, yay! One of them's gonna go crazy and kill someone, most likely, because they're both insane. Of course, Rangiku and Hinako, it's basically the same pairs we've always seen interact. And then at the end, all the Soul Reapers are like, oh, you want us to head back without you? And the Zanpakutou like, yeah, we're gonna stay out here and watch the moon and go for a walk and shit. Which translates to them trying to take on the Super Sword Beast by themselves. Or the Super Beast, if you want the Rob Zombie song reference. What? I couldn't resist, come on.
You could.
Anyway.
Or was it too generic you had to?
Well, Ruryu Kujaku, or Fuji Kujaku, I'm just gonna call him Fuji Kujaku. I don't care, we hear him called that more. Tries to saying like, oh, you don't have a monopoly on eating energy, because I could do it too, except it doesn't work, oh shit. And luckily he was taken out before all the Zanpakutou are saved by their Soul Reapers. And... yeah. because they used a shit ton of their energy to maintain the physical form, it's now draining. So they're gonna return to sword form forever this time. But in the meantime, they all launch a final attack, with Renji actually getting the final blow on the monster for the arc. I guess he had to get something, didn't he? Anyway, they all say that they're going to miss interacting with their Zanpakutou in the real world, but that they'll always be a part of them in their hearts and in their inner worlds forever.
And they'll never remember interacting with them.
At the very least, the designs I know are canonical from this point on. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. Okay, as far as the dub is concerned, ADR directors were Susan Goldish, or the Goldfish as we like to call her, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. It had 2 this time. And the ad voices...
Been a typo because they voiced one character.
Oh yeah, she voiced Zabimaru Monkeys, which is the only thing she voices, I'm pretty sure, throughout this franchise. You guys couldn't reuse her more?
No.
Anyway, the reuse of ad voices was fucking atrocious in this arc. I know we meme, but come on. There were Travis one-off characters, Vic one-off characters, Kirk Thornton one-offs all over the fucking place. Keep in mind, Vic
never stops.
Yeah, Vic already voiced Senbon Zakuda, Hozuki Maru, and Ikaku. 3 characters that were predominant throughout the entire arc. Giving him a shit ton of ad voices.
Why? Why use...
Yeah, and Travis was another one too. Again, he's Wabisuke, which you could say was barely there, sure. He's also Hyorimaru, who was here a fair bit. And we just got done hearing him as 2 Fraczione in the last arc. You know, taking on the lieutenants. It's like, guys, really? I brought this up last time, but Jamie Simone, or Mizuito's voice actor, why don't they use him more? That's his one role. And he's still here, too, because he voiced him in the latest filler episode that we got before. I don't get this. Anyway. Other than a couple of dub silliness, like Lieutenant Issei or Roar Heineko, which... I don't know how that one got by, especially when Zabimaru shouts Roar the very next second. The dub for this, like, line-wise and voice acting-wise, for the most part, was good. Hell of a lot better than, well, what we got last time in the fake Captain arc, or the new Captain arc. Because that was just meme-worthy. Anyway, what about the opening and credits? Dai, anything to say about them? Dai?
Why?
Opening and credits. Come
on. Nothing.
Just slice of life bullshit? Did it spoil anything? Well...
Just generic stuff.
Any, animation fuck-ups, or was the animation for this one actually okay, unlike the new Captain arc? What? You know? Animation quality.
Yeah, it's better than that. There was no
You mean no sword in the... There was no sword in the sheath while it was drawn?
The sword was out.
Yeah, the sword was out. Hear that, guys? The dick was out. But yeah. This arc... Honestly, it's such a mixed fucking thing. Because the first half of it, I'd say up, like, when we covered the first half up to 247, it was alright. Yeah, there were, you know, you could have seen more Zanpakutou fights. But then after that, it's like, oh shit, we gotta rush to get to the end. So Koga was thrown in with no build-up. Even though I think his backstory and motivations worked, but again, no build-up to him, for the most part. And a lot of Zanpakutou fights wrapped up off-screen, as we mentioned. But it still would have been a serviceable arc. But then it's like after 255, someone at Piero was like, oh, actually, we're still too close to the manga. Find a way to extend the arc. Like, fuck, man. Anyway. That's the Zanpakutou Rebellion in its entirety. What did you think, Dai?
Can we forget the last 10 episodes and just call it? It's alright. It has some problems, but it's not as bad as...
Yeah, you really have to judge this arc in 2 parts for that reason. Because I've seen people online say, oh, the arc is complete garbage, it's worthless trash. I think people are saying that mostly because of the last 10 episodes, and that's what they immediately remember, because that's how this arc ended. This arc isn't terrible, it's just honestly disappointing. I think that's the thing. I'm mostly pissed at it because the potential here was really good. And it even started, like, it had a really strong start, too. Oh, and fuck that Kazushini episode. I was pissed at that one. Because that was the one episode out of these 10 that had the most potential to at least do something. It gave Shuhei a lot of character. Kazushini, you could tell what they were trying to do something with, but they had to do cliche shit. But we're just going in circles now.
Very cliche.
Yeah, we're just going in circles, so... First, like, up to 255, say the arc is alright. Last 10 episodes, though, kind of shit. Like, what was there? 2, maybe 3 episodes we thought were funny, or at least okay, out of 10? That's terrible. But we're finally out of the filler land. Keep in mind, again, for those who watched this as it was airing, both in Weebanese or in dub like I did, had to sit through a year of this, because it was 39 episodes of straight filler, plus all the breaks Adult Swim would take, so you might as well round it up to a year of this shit. But next time, we get back to canon material, and it'll be 266 to 283. We're back with the Espada, about time, especially that cliffhanger they left us with before. Hey! Hope you all enjoyed, and let us know what you thought of the Zanpakutou Rebellion arc. Maybe you agree or not, I don't know. And my one complaint is Yamamoto didn't get to say Ichimaru even once. That makes this arc a 0 out of 10. Fuck it, let it burn. Anyway,
Yeah.
hope you all have a good day. Till next time, hope you all enjoy, and if you like, that'd be cool too, I guess. It's up to you. After all, you are your own sim in this sim world.
Don't let your Zanpakutou date any sword based.
Don't let your Zanpakutou date a beta male sword beast. Is it sad that that's the one time we're gonna get Ben Diskin for a while now too? I don't know the next time he shows up. Wait, can you guys reuse him more? He's cool. When we used him, like, he's only been a couple of roles. Anyway. No rambling. Till next time, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you then. Bye! Hope you have a good day. Ichimaru!